Allods Online is a tab target MMORPG released back in October 2010. This game is 13 years old as of 2023 and was originally touted as being one of the original WoW killers. Now, I've invested roughly 18 to 25 hours into this game over the course of the last 2 weeks, and this right here has been my general experience. I'm honestly actually kind of excited because I think the most I've ever invested into this game was like an hour or two, and that was back in like 2017. So it looks like there are 8 different races: the Canians, the Elves, the Gibberlings, Pridens, Aeoli, the Zadaganians, Orcs, and Arisen. It looks like classes are unique to the races. We have the Trapper, Spellcaster, Summoner, Apologist, Watcher, Mesmerist, Hunter, Warlord, Storyteller, Engineer, and Demonologist. We're gonna go with Elves because I feel like they're probably the most detailed. Elves are, I guess, the Zadaganians. Yeah, let's go with those. The Zadaganians can actually be every single class. I'm considering going, well, I was considering going Vanquisher, but then I saw her outfit and it made me puke a little bit in my mouth. And then the Defiler literally looks like a peasant. But you know what? I'm gonna go with the Gunner because I feel like that's probably gonna be a powerful-ish class. We can look at the top level equipment. This is to taunt us because it knows we're never going to achieve this ever. It looks like there isn't a body slider, there is the option to alter your figure. I can't really see much of what that does, but you know what? I feel like I created a decent looking character. And admittedly, I'm gonna be honest here, I don't dislike this outfit. Before we go any further, I just want to take a moment here to thank all of our incredible patrons. You guys allow me to continue to play games like this for a living, and I can never truly repay that kindness. Also, if you're interested, I stream over on Twitch every single weekend. You should totally come on over and join me. I know I can hear what's going on, but at the same time, looking at how my character is standing, not only does her torso look like it's contorting a little bit, but she looks like she's ready to walk down the runway at like a Victoria's Secret fashion show. And how she slowly moves her body, it looks like unequipping your gear actually doesn't do... Oh, you can't actually unequip your gear. They perf-proofed it. Alright, that's perfectly fine. Wait, no, never mind. The outfit was in fact removed. Good to know that you can in fact alter the appearance of your character, like your character's outfit. Is she gliding across the floor? I really don't think we need those giant circles around the enemies to signify that they are in fact enemies. Okay, looks like the combat is tab target. If they get too close, it seems as though I pull out my dagger. I only have one ability that I'm spamming here. The first few minutes of the game have thus far been riveting. I think after doing nothing but clicking 1 for the last 3 minutes, my 1 key has gotten a little bit stuck. Well, I do have another ability now, Reactor Blowdown. I can't use it though. Oh, I can now. So it looks like I build up my number 2 skill with my number 1 skill. So I hit number 1 about 8 times, then use number 2. Then back to number 1 for 8 more times, then number 2. I got my rotation down very well so far. I'm very glad that the ship is not attempting to move or counter the cannon fire. That makes this very easy for me.
Well, talk to me. Looks like I'll have to go to the Canian ship by myself to return this apparatus. Otherwise...
I'm glad they've synced the audio with the text in game. Come on, it's literally a little gremlin. Come on. I mean, I hope I packed a parachute, because that feels like it's gonna be a long way down. Okay, it's telling me I now need to go over and show my power, the extent of my abilities after having just participated in a space battle against a giant behemoth. I now have to go over here and smack a dummy. The beginnings of games, right? Especially MMOs. What would an MMO be without innovative questing like kill a bee or loot a berry? This is truly the pinnacle of innovation. How many berries can you loot before giving up and quitting the game? You know, I just now realized I can actually kite monsters in this game, because my my weapon being ranged and my abilities not having a cooldown allow for me to. And I feel like not enough MMOs actually allow you to kite like that. I hate kite classes that kite me when I'm playing things like a warrior in World of Warcraft, but being the class that kites gives you this weird, gross kind of satisfaction that you cannot get out of playing any other class. Oh look, I found MRSSTIX in... Okay, you know what? Don't tell her I said that. What I meant was, you know, MRSSTIX is a nurse. That's a nurse, not that MRSSTIX is some kind of, you know, horrendous looking troll. I got mail from the Rune Master, and the level requirement to use the item that is attached in the mail is level 75. Or more than that, the level requirement is 75 to actually participate in the quest, completely disregarding any kind of reward. And oh my god, the textures on this mailbox, I feel like I was transported back to the 90s. You know what, I will give Allods one thing. Typically, when starting a new MMO, you have quests like kill X amount of rats. This game is like, you know what, let's plague the city with rats, but not actually have you kill them. Let's instead have you kill the actual residents of the city itself. Or at least a lot of these different assassins, which, you know, are evidently not very good at the whole assassination aspect of their career, given they're all unstealthed and openly walking around the city. I like how the boss here, Slouch Sokov, is literally in his home. I walk right up here, I walk past his bodyguards and just murder him right in front of them, and they don't care. No fucks at all were given. So this was an interesting quest. I could either purchase the book from him, or I could just murder him. And, you know, when growing up, I was taught that violence solves everything. Evidently, that is 100% valid. You receive Marks of Fate together with experience. Use them to complete quests instantly and boost your character's development. So these are items that you can use to circumvent the need to actually complete the quest. I feel like that is probably very strongly pay to win if you are capable of purchasing those items from the cash shop. Using this chest actually auto-equips the gear it's giving me. That is kind of fascinating, but at the same time, you're actually given significantly better gear for leveling and continuing with the story. That is just so unusual to me. Having played so many MMOs lately that are just plagued with a complete absence of gear while leveling, seeing your character get gear, continue to get progressively better gear as you continue to play, is something I think I miss. I think this is actually like an elite or a rare monster. I'm gonna place my, can't place that down there. I wonder if I can shoot him. Apparently, I can. All right. Here we go. This might be genuinely the most difficult encounter we've had yet. Actually, on second thought, no. This is definitely not the most difficult encounter we've had yet. Honestly, I feel like the most difficult thing we've actually come across in the game is finding the willpower to run from quest objective to quest objective, because it just takes an exorbitant amount of time. The routing in this game is perfection incarnate. I see absolutely no flaws with it at all. So I've run into a little bit of an issue here. The quest tells me that I can obtain pine cones from these trees. I am unable to select them. So I figured, you know what, maybe the quest list will give me a little bit of direction. Now, the quest states, you know the pine trees near Yasker's tower. Their cones are really heavy. If you want to help, bring me 5 heavy pine cones. And then admittedly, over here it tells me that I need to obtain 10 heavy pine cones. But nowhere does it tell me how I am actually required to obtain the pine cones. There's no item to use. I can't shake the trees. Killing the hornets doesn't do anything, which actually leads me to want to use my Marks of Fate to instantly complete the quest, which worked. That is very cool. But at the same time, again, probably very pay to win if you can purchase those with real money, which admittedly, I don't know if you can or not. I'm going to assume you can't, since you earn them in-game via actually questing and gaining XP. I wonder if there's a faster way down here. Let's see if I could just jump off. Nope, completely stupid proofed. So I often get asked, STIX, do you hate autoplay in MMOs? And I hate certain aspects of autoplay. I feel like auto combat it detaches you from the actual game. Auto pathing, on the other hand, I think is completely acceptable because, I mean, there's no way in hell I would have found this one single crocodile at the bottom of the sewer. This game took 3.5 minutes to auto path me here. That would have been impossible to find on my own, I feel. Especially with a game as large as this game seems to be. So I feel like autoplay works in certain scenarios. So I killed the mother crocodile, and my goal is to just pick up a bunch of these eggs, haul 5 of them out of here, which leads me to question the person that gave me this quest. Did they not know, or are they not actively aware of how large those eggs are? I bet they weigh at least half of my entire body weight. I'm required to get 10 titanium screws as part of this quest. There are a minimum of 10 titanium screws in this crate. Yet when I loot it, I loot a total of two screws. I can't loot more, even though evidently there is at least 10 times that many in that crate. Instead, I have to go to another inconspicuously placed crate in the distance to loot another 1 or 2. I guess I feel like there are certain standards that I'm attempting to impose upon the quality of these screws. Looks like I finally got a mount, which will make getting around a lot easier. All right, I got myself an outfit that really accentuates my my eyes. Those are some really big blue, beautiful blue eyes that my character has. Again, another prime example of auto pathing, auto routing in MMOs. So I'm currently recording 3 different MMOs at the same time. I'm recording Ion, I'm recording Allods, and I am recording Fiesta. Now, not only am I getting confused as to what my keybinds are, but I keep clicking the wrong mount button. I have my mount set to F1 for Allods. I have it set to 7 for Fiesta because your hotbars are very limited. And I believe I have it set to something like Z for Ion. All right, so admittedly, the drop rate for the meat here is not 100%. I've killed 4 termites and gotten 1 piece of meat. Am I the only person that prefers a definitive number of enemies required to obtain or achieve something comparatively to the vague kill X amount of monsters to obtain or to loot like 10 different items? Because if you tell me to kill 20 termites, I will kill 20 termites. If you tell me I only need 8 pieces of meat, but require I kill 45 termites, that just feels disingenuous. Oh my god, do I even want to know what they've been doing in here? This is some Dexter level shit. Man, these quests have me running all over the town, and the rate at which you move, even with a mount, is disgustingly slow. See, I feel like this is one of those rare instances where being an AoE class would probably be preferable. I just want you guys to know I've been recording for the last roughly hour or so, and I've acquired literally no footage whatsoever. That is how little I've accomplished within the last hour. Wait, can I summon 2 of these turrets now? I can have multiple going at the same time. Can I have 3? No, it's like I can have a maximum of 2 turrets going at any given time. That's still a drastic difference in terms of damage output. Are these things not dealing any damage to me at all? Wait. So they do when I'm dismounted. Does my mount have an absorption effect? Does it absorb damage? Maybe it has HP. Oh man, oh man, I've never even taken the time to investigate that. These things, I feel like, are just not stopping. They're not gonna leave me alone. Hello? They've been chasing me since I was there. For literally almost 30 whole seconds. Alright, this might be our very first dungeon. I'm kind of excited. I've never done a dungeon in this game before. I've played this game a multitude of times, but I've never actually done a dungeon. So this is exciting. Is that a dead guy there? I mean, this is kind of disconcerting to walk into. This is also very vague. There are no markers. I don't think I can kill this. Alright. And now we're in purgatory. Are these all dead people? Is that a pup? Is that like a dead little puppy? He's so happy to be dead. So admittedly, I don't think I can do the dungeon. Oh my god. Hi. Well, evidently I can't do this dungeon. This dungeon is not built for a single player in mind. There's just no way. That is impossible. I guess I'll just go ahead and trash all those quests because that is not gonna happen. I guess I'll just auto path out of here because there's my very first dungeon experience, guys. It was something I will most definitely remember. And it taught me a valuable lesson. That some games still have a degree of difficulty when it comes to group content. I played Ion recently. I played Fiesta Online. I'm recording both of those, and the dungeons in both of those MMOs are doable pretty much completely solo. So, and I think I'm about to die on the way out. No way, right? There's no way I die on the way out here. No way, no, 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 come on. Dude, that isn't even funny. That is just... Those monsters were literally like half my level. Where is this taking me? Oh my god, the auto pathing is so smart. I mean, I also want to point out, guys, I have actually been in this city pretty much since I finished the tutorial. I think I've been in this city for 5 hours straight, doing nothing but running around, finding pretty much the same monsters taking quests from pretty much the same people with the same aesthetic, just this big fantasy Russian city. And admittedly, it has not been fun. I have not really had any fun at all. This has been a very boring level 1 to 14 experience so far. Like I noted, I've been playing Ion and Fiesta. Fiesta, I feel like you're in a new zone every hour. In Ion, I think I've gone through 3 zones in roughly the same time, but in Allods, no. In Allods, I'm pretty much in the same zone I have been since I started the actual game. Dude, this place is so large, I don't know how anybody navigates it. Like, I'm glad. I don't typically like auto play in my games. I feel like I've touched on this on a previous day. I completely forget because I'm tired. But I feel like auto pathing is the only form of autoplay that I can actually agree with. And that is when you have areas that are of this magnitude that auto pathing is required because you have no idea where anything is otherwise. Oh, I think I'm in the military district. I think I've finally left the confines of the city. Oh my god. I didn't think that'd ever happen, for being honest with you. Why are these red named? They're like they're lower level than me. Okay, I will admit one thing. There are a multitude of things I dislike about this game, okay? But one thing in specific that I dislike, I think more than anything else, is the speed at which you kill monsters. I feel like these things just never die. They take at least 40 abilities to actually kill. That might be due to the class that I chose. I don't know. It could be that I don't have skills built the right way. I don't know. But I mean, how could I know? It's not like there are any real guides for the game because nobody plays it. And the low level experience might be partly responsible for that. Because it's honestly pretty bad. So I've been playing this a lot without recording anything because I figure me just running around very slowly, very arduously, completing quests, killing monsters is kind of boring. But at the same time, I poured so many hours into this off screen that I feel like I'm at a point where I've probably invested a solid like 17, 18 hours into the game and I've only hit level 21. And the reason for that is the minuscule amount of XP you get when you complete quests. Take a look at this. Right now, I am 3.4%. I complete this quest. I move up from 3.4 to 4.7. I got 1.3% of a level up from that quest. You know how many quests are required for me to actually level up then? Yeah. Anywhere between 50 to 80 quests. And this is arguably one of the worst leveling experiences I have ever seen in an MMO. I understand completely and wholeheartedly why this game failed. If it weren't for the ability to auto-complete some of these quests, I feel like I wouldn't have even hit level 20, or 21 rather, which is what I'm currently at. But you're limited in terms of how much you can actually utilize that feature by the amount of marks of fate you have accumulated. And then as I've continued to progress further, I've noticed less and less quests actually allow you to auto-complete them, meaning more quests require you actually go out and participate in it manually, and that is not a fun experience at all. I will admit, as I've continued to invest into the mechanic talent grid, this game has gotten significantly easier, and that's mainly because my little turrets, they actually do all the work for me. I almost feel like having all those turrets kind of removes any necessity for other players. So I can play an MMO minus the MM. Unless you count your turrets as players. Technically they are. I mean, you can give them names, you know, you can feed them, talk to them when you're lonely. They're not really gonna respond, but I mean, Allods Online has not been a fun game. The leveling experience has been absolutely atrocious. The combat, admittedly, isn't bad. The graphical style is not bad. There are some very janky movements, granted. The difficulty of the game changes quite significantly. It starts off very easy, gets very difficult as you continue to unlock new abilities, it gets very easy, gets very difficult again when you are required to do dungeons. Navigating the world, even on a mount, is an arduous experience. It takes 5 to 10 minutes to run from point A to point B. You just waste so much of your time. There are teleports around the city, around various different areas of the world, but it doesn't really resolve the core issue being traveling is just bad in this game. I have yet to see really any other players. The community is pretty much dead. I mean, this is a game that has been out for 13 years, that is free to play, and that was admittedly killed pretty early after its launch. So it makes sense. There's a dedicated player base that are still actively playing the game, but that number's in probably something close to the hundreds, not hundreds of thousands, hundreds. There's a lot of pay to win present in this game, but at the same time, even paying for what I've paid for didn't really provide me a substantial benefit. I feel like I wasted the $40 or so that I invested into this. There's almost nothing redeeming about this game, and I'm aware that's gonna upset some of the remaining players of Allods, but at least presently, in March 2023, after investing 18 to 25 hours to this game, I feel like there are no redeeming qualities whatsoever. Now, if Allods Online isn't your thing, then no problem. I got you covered with 2 different videos on screen right now. One featuring a list of every MMO confirmed to be coming this month. The other, a playlist of all the other games I'm doing as part of this new series.